I know what you're thinking. This is not a fighting game, but this is exactly what the fighting game genre needs to become mainstream again. Today we're going to be discussing the need of development for spin-off games and secondary types of game modes in fighting games to attract the casual audience. If you enjoy fighting game content, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing, and let's actually get into the discussion. So this is a game called Marvel Rivals, and it's basically a new, hero game, sort of similar to Overwatch, that uses a lot of Marvel superheroes and villains to create a new type of gameplay experience for Marvel fans. And this is the exact type of thing that fighting games are lacking right now. Franchises like Street Fighter, Tekken, Virtua Fighter that is trying to come back, Mortal Kombat, have tried for years to appeal to the casual audience and basically have a bigger audience again, just like they had in the 90s with arcades. And what fighting game franchises have done to appeal to that casual audience is that they have simplified some core gameplay mechanics, like for example the hit system and rage charts on Tekken 8, or the drive gauge and drive impact on Street Fighter 6. This of course has worked relatively well because Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 are two very good selling games. But the problem with all of this is that you simplify the gameplay mechanics to try and appeal to the casual audience, but of course you're also hurting the legacy players. And at the same time, a lot of these mechanics actually kind of bother new players, because since they make the game so straightforward, it feels like someone destroys you when you play and you're new, doing very random things. So what fighting games really needs, it's a game like this. We need to take, for example, the Tekken franchise and develop a spin-off game that is a beat 'em up or an action RPG or an MMO, or even something like this, a Heroes Online free game that focuses on casual audience. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people would break the barrier to play a fighting game if they actually had a true connection with a fighting game character. Because a lot of the time, people start playing fighting games because they love a character. For example, they see someone like Kazuya on Tekken 8 and they think, this character is so cool that I need to play this game and try him out and be, or try to be the best I can be to enjoy this character. But people would be a lot more open to break that training, need of actually becoming good at a hard character in the game if they actually played the character on a more casual level, on a different type of gameplay experience. So fighting games need to start doing this. They need to develop, for example, secondary gameplay inside of a game. It could be, for example, a story mode that centers on a beat them up experience. Or we could, of course, develop a game just like this and actually invest money on spin-off series that attract the casual audience so that then they can move into the hardcore gameplay of a fighting game. Please tell me that both legacy and casual players would not enjoy a game like this, in which, for example, you're playing Jin and you're going against, Kazuya and Heihachi, and Jin is playing with Lars and stuff like this in an arena, and that it has the same type of gameplay like this. It's a hero, like open map, free fighter, experience that has, combos and stuff, but everything is executed very easily with, your keyboard or your mouse in a very simple way. Like, everyone would love this. It would attract a huge amount of people that would actually like to enjoy fighting game characters, but that they don't want to start to break that barrier, in the technical level on a traditional fighting game. So video games and fighting games at the end of the day need to develop this type of spin-off experiences that use the identity and the strong relationship that you build as a player with fighting game characters to enjoy the spin-off game, to then move into this serious quote-unquote competitive experience that a fighting game can give you. And believe me when I say that this would make, companies that develop fighting games, they would earn so much money if they did this. Like, it would attract masses of people, because fighting game characters are some of the best character designs out there. Characters like Jin, Kazuya, Ken, or Chun-Li, Ryu, even though some of them can be considered basic, they are still some of the best designs out there when it comes to, concept art and design for video game characters. So there is no reason to not do this and actually attract a very big audience through spin-off games. fighting games need this, and they should start doing this sooner than later. Because the later that fighting game developers worry about attracting, masses of new players, fighting games are going to be in trouble. Because a lot of people that play fighting games right now are actually kind of older people. They are on their 30s, 40s, and that's, of course, it's okay, it's fine. They are part of the core audience, but we need new players. Like, these games are not going to be alive in the long run if we don't attract the people that right now are 10, 12, 14, 16, 20. So, fighting game developers need to start doing this. We need to develop games like Marvel Rivals, for fighting game players. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing, and please let me know what you think about this discussion on the comments. See you on the next one, guys.